instructor and I teach you Russian and English. So on Mondays I release an English class and on Wednesday I release a Russian class. So today we have a Russian class and we're going to talk about verbs which are very similar in meaning. We are going to talk about говорить and разговаривать. We have already studied the verb говорить in my previous video. So if you haven't watched it, I strongly recommend to do it right now and only then watch this video. Because in this video I'm going to talk about the verb говорить, well, very briefly. And I'm going to focus on the verb разговаривать, talk about its forms and so on. First, let's talk about the forms of the verb разговаривать. So, basically, разговаривать с, разговаривать о. So you talk to, you speak with, and you talk about, speak about. So, now, I should say that this is an imperfective verb. So it cannot be used in perfect forms, if I may put it like this. Yeah, so we talk about a process which is going on. It's not finished usually. So let's take a closer look. Now let's conjugate this verb in present. Я разговариваю. Ты разговариваешь. Он разговаривает. Она разговаривает. Оно разговаривает. Мы разговариваем. Вы разговариваете. Они разговаривают. By the way, this verb разговаривать is of the first type of conjugation. As for the verb говорить, it's the second. So the second type, it presupposes that in the endings we have E sound, like говоришь, говорите, говорит, and so on. And also говорим. And we also use я, говорят. As for the first type of conjugation, here we use е, not E. Like разговариваешь, разговаривает, разговариваем, разговариваете, and разговаривают. So, this is the first type. Of course, we're going to study these types of conjugations, the rules, how to define what type it is and what endings to use. But right now we just focus on these particular verbs. Разговаривать, говорить. So, if we compare the verbs говорить and разговаривать, you'll notice that говорить can be used in several structures. So you can say говорить с кем-то, to talk to somebody, говорить о чем-то, to talk about something. In this case, разговаривать is the same. You can say разговаривать с кем-то, to talk to somebody, разговаривать о чем-то, ком-то, to talk about something, somebody. However, говорить can also be used говорить что. Она говорит, что занята. She says that she's busy. Она говорит, что. We can use the verb говорить in this construction, and we can't use разговаривать in this case. Also, after говорит, говорить, we can use the infinitive. So, она говорит ему меньше работать. She tells him to work less. Она говорит ему меньше работать. So we use infinitive, работать. And we use a pronoun, говорит ему. She tells him to work. Она говорит ему работать меньше. So let me see, and that's it. So in addition, when you use the verb разговаривать, it presupposes that you always have an interlocutor and you have a discussion. It's a two-way process. Разговаривать с, to talk to somebody, to speak with somebody. And when we use the verb говорить, it can be also a two-way process, говорить с, but it can also be one-way process when you are just talking and talking and talking and nobody responds. So that's the basic difference. Now let's talk about this verb a little bit more, разговаривать. If we talk about it in the past, as usual, we use the suffix л. Let's conjugate this verb in the past. Я разговаривала. Ты разговаривал. Ты разговаривала, if you are a female. Он разговаривал. Она разговаривала. Оно разговаривало. Мы разговаривали. Вы разговаривали. Они разговаривали. Once again, notice that if you talk about a female, you use the ending a. Я разговаривала. I am a female, feminine. That's why I use разговаривала. If I were a man, I would say я разговаривал. The same about он, he, он разговаривал. Она, she, она разговаривала. And as for plurals, we always use the ending e. Okay, if we talk about the future, here we use the word быть in the future forms. And only the word быть changes. So we use быть plus an infinitive. Разговаривать. Let's conjugate. Я буду разговаривать. Ты будешь разговаривать. Он будет разговаривать. Она будет разговаривать. Оно будет разговаривать. Мы будем разговаривать. Вы будете разговаривать. Они будут разговаривать. Notice once again that only the word быть changes its forms. And as I have mentioned in my previous videos, well, a lot of verbs form their future forms like that, except for perfective verbs. As for imperfective verbs, they form their future forms, future tense, with the word быть in future. Okay, let me see. Today I also wanted to talk about two more verbs, but I'll talk about them very briefly. So one verb is общаться. It's also imperfective and it means to communicate, so it has a wider meaning because you can communicate not only using your voice, you can communicate through telephones, through emails, through social networks, and so on, a lot of ways. So it's a more general word, общаться, to communicate. Общаться с кем-то, communicate with somebody. Now another verb which I want to talk about is болтать. It has a similar meaning like разговаривать, but it's unofficial actually. It's like to chat. Болтать с кем-то. To chat with somebody. In this case, this verb is once again imperfective. So it means an action which hasn't finished, actually. It's like simple and continuous tenses. But there is a perfective verb which is very similar. When we add the prefix по, we have already discussed it, that the prefix по changes a lot of verbs and makes them perfective. So, поболтать. It's the perfective verb. It can be used in connection with the past or future in Russian. As you know, in Russian there are only 3 tenses, and present are those verbs which are imperfective. Perfective verbs are always past or future, and imperfective verbs can be all tenses. Of course, we're going to talk about Russian tenses. We're going to study them in a very detailed way. We are going to see all the differences and so on. Today I just wanted to tell you the difference between different kinds of verbs, to give you a quick overview. Let me give you a couple of examples here. Мы разговариваем по телефону каждый день. We talk by phone every day. So you can simply say разговариваем and not say with whom. You do not say who you talk to. You say how often it's possible. If you want to say how loud, in what way a person speaks, then it's better to use the verb говорить. Она говорит очень громко. She speaks very loudly. So when you say in what way, how, in what way, говорит. If you say how often, разговаривать с кем-то. What else? Now I'm going to give you an example in the past. Вчера я разговаривала со своей лучшей подругой. Yesterday I talked to my best friend. Now future. Я буду разговаривать с тобой только при свидетелях. I will talk to you only with witnesses present. Now the difference between буду говорить and поговорю. Поговорю is used more often because it means just I will have a chat, I will have a talk with you, I will talk with you. However, буду говорить is also possible, like I will talk to you about this issue. Я буду говорить с тобой об этом вопросе. Or я поговорю. However, поговорю is more often, yeah. So that's it for today. I hope that it got a little bit clearer to you. We're going to continue talking about verbs which are connected with saying, telling, speaking, talking. Yeah, these verbs which are close, but they are a little bit different. We're going to continue talking about them. During our next class, we're going to talk about the verbs сказать and рассказать. So they are quite close but still different. We are going to study the difference. So that's it. I hope that I haven't bored you to death and now you know Russian a little bit better. Just keep studying it. This is a wonderful language. If you do study Russian and English, that's just perfect. That's just great. Recently I have realized that Russian is more complicated than English, and well, I knew that, but I realized that it's actually true. And those who study Russian, you have to receive a medal or something. You are just great, just keep doing it. You are my heroes. So keep studying, like this video, share it, subscribe to my YouTube channel, keep studying Russian and English with me. Hope to see you soon. Happy Russian and English practice. Love you guys. Bye.